Sup nerds! Welcome back to my channel, guys! I had 2 cups of coffee today and I'm excited and I just get started. But also, today's video, I am so freaking excited about. It's not even funny. Oh my gosh, we will be reading, so this is kind of like a mosh posh of like 12 different videos, to be completely honest with you. So we'll be reading wrapped books. We'll be reading 12 wrapped books in 12 days. So we'll be reading wrapped books, 12 books in 12 days. I feel like it's kind of like a sort of advent calendar of sorts, a bookish advent calendar, a book advent calendar, literally. Well, there was another thing. Obviously, it's a reading vlog. So we're talking about all these books. We're reading Christmas books. Some of them are not Christmas. Some of them are just like books I want to read this month. Some of them are on my TBR. Some of them are literally like just holidays books, and I'm so excited about it because I love Christmas books. I do. So we have them in this giant basket. We'll talk about that one, the open one. But first, if you guys like reading vlogs, if you guys like reading challenges, because we're reading 12 books in 12 days, baby. If you guys like all the nerdy things, then definitely give this video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Without further ado, let's just get started. Okay, so this book is out right now because I'm waiting for one other book that's not quite here yet, so I'm going to wrap them together at the same time, just to like avoid any excess wrapping paper. But we have 10 books in here right now. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to leave them in here. I have this basket that my blankets, like the cute cozy blankets go in. We're going to like shake it around and then every day we'll wake up. When I wake up, we're going to choose a new book. Should I do it the morning or the night before? I feel like it'll be fun in the morning. So when we wake up, we're going to choose a cutie little book and have a go. We're going to read that book in that day. My saving grace for this is that I chose books that were, for the most part, under 400 pages. I think a couple of them are like 406 pages, but like for the most part, they're under 400 pages, so they're not very long. We have Christmas books. Again, we have like books on my TBR. We have like regular romance. I don't think there's not one fantasy in here. I'm not gonna lie to you, because first of all, fantasy can get pretty chunky, but also I'm just in a romance mood. I'm a romance girly for the next 12 days. Today we're not gonna start, actually though, we'll start tomorrow, but I wanted to intro this so that tomorrow I can spend my day reading, because that's what needs to happen. So I'm very excited about it. I don't really have anything else to update. I feel like you guys get it. I hope you guys get it. So if not, I'm sure you'll catch on by the 12th book. I'm sure you'll catch on. So anyway, yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. Hello, good morning. I know I look so tired. I just woke up. Okay. I'm just gonna like throw them around. Sorry if you think that's book abuse. We're gonna just like mix it, change it, rearrange it, and we're gonna go ahead. I'm scared. Choose a book. Okay. Do I have a guess? No, I don't. Is it a Christmas book? Okay, well, we're gonna open it. I'm scared. No freaking way. Not one way. I have been having a inner turmoil. What's the word? I've been having a conundrum. I've been like literally having a spaz attack about this freaking book, because I heard it takes place in summer, but I just don't understand. I don't know, because like look at the fall leaves. So either way, I'm gonna read this. Hopefully it's not like too summery. Even then though, I still may enjoy it, because I'm just looking for the cutie cheesy romances. And obviously I don't want to read too many of these like more summery books, but I want to read this one before the next one, so that OCD takes over the seasonal OCD. So we're gonna read this one for today. I'll keep you guys updated. Hello guys. I just wanted to give a little update. I got a little over halfway in this book. So I got chapter 19, page 203. And I'm loving this. First of all, I think these books are just very, very quick paced, which I love. They feel very like easy to read, and so I really appreciate that, especially when I'm doing a challenge like this, because I want the book to kind of flow. Anyway, this book is actually, it is more summary than I would normally go for, like obviously in a winter read, but the thing with this one is a couple of things, because what is her name? Hazel. She really doesn't love summer, and so she's always like talking about like fall and like the like looking forward to the holidays and that kind of stuff. So I appreciate that, and she really likes the cozy stuff, so I really like that. And then also this book takes place basically in August, and so it's like the weather is about to change toward fall, and so there are again mentions of like the fall time and fall things. Like they showed there is like a scene where she's wearing shorts, but then there's a scene where she's wearing like a hoodie. So they like do go to the beach, and they do go to like a carnival, yeah, like a carnival fair thing. But it's like it just keeps going back and forth. So it really just depends on like how much it matters to you if you want to read it during this season or not. But I'm loving this. I think the like whole, it's kind of like opposites attract, but it's like, I don't know, if you guys read, I don't know, maybe I'll think of it another time, but one of Sarah Adams' books, oh my gosh, let me just look it up. Nope, it's called Practice Makes Perfect. Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. It's kind of similar to that, where like, she's kind of asking him to like help her have fun, and I love that. But there's also this element of like mystery, because someone's leaving her clues, or not necessarily clues, but like kind of like almost like instructions. They're like fun things to do, and so it's just really fun. I really love where Hazel's at in her life, because I don't know, I feel like I relate to a little bit, just feeling like almost not stuck, but like you want a little bit more fun. I'm really excited. I think obviously the small town vibes are so freaking cute. I love all the friends and seeing our characters from the first book. It's just a lot of fun things, in my personal opinion. I will keep you guys updated. Talk to you later. Hi. So I literally just sat here and finished out the rest of the book. You guys, I am obsessed. I have to go with 5 stars. I kept like, I was like 4.5. I don't know, I just kept playing with like ratings, but none of them felt right. And then I was like, okay, like if I was gonna explain it, like what would I say would be like why it's not a 5 star? Not one thing, not one complaint. I just thought the story was so cute, and it made me feel really good, which is why I was like, okay, it did give me that 5-star feeling, but I was like, I don't know, trying to find a reason not to like it. I don't know. I really don't know. Just got my decaf, don't worry. But I just like, I don't know, I thought it was so sweet. I thought it was super cute. This is like, this feels like a, like just a romance. It feels like just a regular romance. Like there's not too much like drama, or there's not too much extra or all this, like it's just that pure, cute, cheesy, corny romance, and I freaking love it. It does feel like adventurous and like fun and just like so enjoyable. I literally laughed. I teared up a little bit. I did. Because it was just so cute, and I was like, what? He did that for her? What? I literally was so excited about it. And so I just felt all the feels. I love that. And it was just super sweet. I think the thing too is that it felt real. Like it felt, yeah, real. He falls first, which was so freaking cute. Although she did like kind of like him too, but like he really liked her, and I was like really happy about it. Last thing was that just the season. So it does go, I would say the sweet spot for this book would probably be reading it in August or September. So the book starts off in August, but then it goes to September and then October and November. And so it goes all the way to Thanksgiving. So it just like really depends on when you want to read it. The epilogue though does take place in the summer. So if that changes anything for you, if you're like finishing this book, the last thing you're going to read is going to be in summer. So keep that in mind. It's on like a vacation. So I guess technically it's not really like it really depends on what you want. For me, it didn't feel like I was reading it in the wrong season. You know, it didn't feel like that. So it just really depends on what you want. Just depends on what you want. Anyway, okay. I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Morning, guys. Got my cozy Grinch sweater on. Today is a super busy, like, Thursdays are always my busiest day of the week, and so I'm gonna try to aim for a smaller one, but yes. Okay, here we go. Come on. The Lord knows what I need. Okay. We definitely did get a smaller one. I don't know what this is at all. I kind of want a Christmas book. Like, yeah, Christmas book, but no guarantee. Okay, I'm not mad at it. We got The Enemy by Sarah Adams. I honestly, like, I don't know what season this takes place, but we're gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna make her. But these are always, like, her last one was super quick read, just super cute and very fun, so I'm excited about this. All right, so I'll keep you guys updated. Hey guys, I wanted to update you quickly because I just made it halfway with The Enemy, page 137, chapter 17. I wanted to mention, I don't know if you guys know, her name is June, the main character, so it doesn't take place in June. I don't know why I feel the need to tell you when things take place, but I feel like obviously we're in the winter season, or about to be in the winter season, and so I feel like it's I know, annoying for some people to read, like, more summery books in the winter, so I just want to mention that, but this one doesn't take place in winter. It kind of takes place, not in summer. I would say probably fall as well, but to be honest, all she mentions is sometimes it's cold outside, so it's not necessarily snowing, and she doesn't even mention it. He mentions it a couple times, that it's, like, kind of chilly, but it's not, like, snowing, so I think it's just kind of, like, one of those things that, no matter when you read it, I don't think it'll really matter, because right now there's not like a holiday that they're looking forward to or anything like that. So I like that. I have to say, so far, I'm not obsessed. I think like Sarah Adams makes really cute, very fun, corny, cheesy romance, which I eat up. But I have to say for this one, it's like a little bit annoying. So this is, they went to school together. They didn't date, but it was like they were enemies in school, so they didn't really like each other. They didn't like each other. They secretly liked each other, you know what I mean? But they were just mean to each other. And that's what they justified all their, like, pranks on each other or, like, teasing of each other, is that they liked each other. And I just think that's so stupid to me, and I'm like, oh gosh, like, it doesn't make it, like, it doesn't make it cute for me. I'm not like, oh, you know, I'm kind of like, okay. Especially when obviously we don't see those things. We're just like living, like, we're seeing it from their memory, and like the way she describes it is like super embarrassing, and you're kind of like, dang dude, why would you do that to her? But anyways, I think so, but that's like, just to piggyback off of that as well, the main girl, June, she's also just very, like, awkward, and in the beginning, this tone is kind of set with a really awkward situation, and it makes me mad because I'm like, I get secondhand embarrassment really easily. I like, and I don't want to say secondhand embarrassment, I like feel embarrassed. Obviously that is secondhand embarrassment, so you feel embarrassed for the person, but like then I start to be embarrassed, and I'm like, what am I embarrassed about? But it's just what I feel. So I just don't like that feeling when I'm reading a book. Like, I want to, like, there's lots of other emotions that I would prefer to feel. I don't want to be embarrassed for this girl, you know what I mean? So obviously, like, you know, some people are like that weird, but she has the same kind of vibe of the other, the girl from the rule book. I think her name was like Nora or whatever, where they're just like really quirky. If you told me to rate it right now, I'd probably go with like 3.25, 3.5, which is again not a bad rating. Cute things, cute moments. It's just like personal preference, like down to personality. It's like, I don't know. My brain's all over the place for this in this book, so I don't know. I guess we'll see what the ending has to offer. Good morning, guys. So last night I ended up finishing The Enemy by Sarah Adams, like right before I went to bed. Literally, I got home at like 11:30, so I literally only had to finish like the last 30 pages, so I finished it by like around 12. So that was nice. But I like this book. I'm going with 3.5 stars. I think I said that a little earlier too. I just think a lot of the same things I said earlier are still the same. I thought it was cute if you're looking for like a palette cleanser, or like, you know, you read the first one and you want to know, should I read the second one? I think it's cute. I just think it's nothing to like that you absolutely need to read. Yeah, the ending is really cute too, so that's nice. But yes, I don't want to go too much like detail because I kind of already said everything earlier, so everything I said earlier, the exact same, like copy paste. Like literally, let it go, let it go. Oh yeah, I was right. Wow. Because I knew this one wasn't like super big, but also not super small. Back so soon, are we? I don't want to read this. And so obviously I know the fun is that it's randomized and blah, 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 blah. But I think because we're already reading 12 books in 12 days, I think I can give myself a little bit of grace and pick a book I really want to read, because there's a lot in here that I really, really want to get to. And so I think we're just gonna pick a new book, and then hopefully we can use the paper and rewrap this one. Yeah, just give it a good shake. Okay, let's see. I just gotta like reach in and grab whatever like my hand touches, like grab. Okay, I'm scared. Okay, so we got a hardcover. Now this is a bigger hardcover, so it's definitely a book of the month book. There's two options. Honestly, I want to read them both, so it's fine. It's fine. Okay, this is much better already. Much better already. I already knew by feeling it, because the other hardcovers, I took the dust jackets off because I knew that I just was scared that if I ripped the paper, I would rip the dust jacket, but this one I forgot to. But that's so fine. I really want to read this. So this is P.S. I Hate You. Basically, I think they're on like, okay, I'll just read this. It says, in a splendidly bittersweet romantic comedy, enemies forced together by mutual loss are led on a cross-country journey toward a second chance. Okay, I'm very excited about that. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're just gonna like shove this back in here. Like I do want to get to this at some point. I just don't. Today's not that day, baby. Today's not that day. So we're gonna read and start P.S. I Hate You by Lauren Connolly. Already a different tune, huh? Hey Hey guys. So honestly, it's just a couple hours later. I ended up needing to go to like Target and do stuff. So I ended up getting P.S. I Hate You as an audiobook because they had a credit. Although it was super cheap. I think it was only like cheap. It was $8. $8, but sometimes these audiobooks can be like way more than that. So I was like cheap. But anyway, so I just got halfway. We got to chapter 24. Chapter 24, page 219. But it's really cool. So this book, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it goes through seasons, basically. So it's kind of like over a year long. Honestly, it might be 2 years long, just like from looking at like the gray pages, because it starts off in winter, and then it goes through obviously winter, spring, summer, then fall, and then now we're restarting. So now we're heading into spring, blah 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 blah, etc etc. So I think that's really cool. I actually really like this. Honestly, her writing is kind of giving me, in this style book is kind of giving me like Catherine Center vibes, in the sense of like it feels like someone's telling you their life story, like, in a way. And I guess that's other genres too, but you know, I don't know how to explain it. If you've read a Catherine Center book, I'm sure you get it, because you know what that's like, what she's like. So that's what this kind of feels like. Obviously, like, a really sad event happens, and it's honestly so sad. I almost cried like a couple of times, to be completely honest with you. But I think that like this, again, it's the same with Catherine Center books, where like something serious is happening, but like people are like, it's still a comedy. There's still funny things, and so it seems really sad, but like the characters and even the what they have to do, basically, I don't want to spoil it, but what they have to do, the plot of this is actually so fun, and it's super cute, and it's very like, I don't know, makes you happy. Very happy. And so I'm really enjoying this book. I'm excited to see what is gonna happen next. I'm really enjoying this. So yes. I'll keep you guys updated. So I ended up just finishing P.S. I Hate You. I really enjoyed this book. I think my like final, like what I kind of just gathered as I was thinking about this book, like why I'm not like, oh, like obsessed, completely obsessed, because I think that this book, I think that there is this kind of, I don't want to say expectation, but maybe it was like my assumption or my wrong assumption that this was gonna be like romance mostly. But I think that there's a lot of Maddie just dealing with her grief. And so you see, like, honestly, it's just it should, at least my opinion, it could have just been a story about her and her journey, and just like her coping and getting through life and getting through this hard time. And I would have loved that like absolutely ate that up, because that was written so well, and I think it was just like relatable, and just it felt honest and true and raw, and I really liked that. But I feel like the added element of like romance, it just made it a little too complicated, because then I felt like the romance was underdeveloped. And this book takes place over 3 years. I think it's nearly 3 years, but that's crazy, because it also like has to speed up so much, and so you don't get those like developed full moments in the romance, I felt like. And so that was like, it felt like something had to give. Either you cut out some of the like of her grief, which I don't want, or you cut out some of the romance, which I would have preferred. Like, just I think it's not even cut out some of the romance, I think it was just like make it easier and like not as complicated, because the situation is very, very complicated, and it just wasn't necessary, because you don't want to spend too much time thinking about the romance, in my opinion, because you want to think about her. And so it's just like this weird line that made me feel like like I wasn't sold on the romance. And so there's that. Then also, this is an open door book, which I just didn't think it needed to be. And you know, I don't always comment on one way or the other, because I know at this point in books, like it's just so common. But I feel like in this one specifically, because again, we're going through this grief and it's just like what she's going through, I think it turned very spicy, like back to back to back, and it was just very like, I don't know, it was not necessary, and it was like almost like a turn off because I was like, I don't know. But all that being said, you know, I love the characters. I think like he has twin brothers that I love. I hope they get books. That would be super fun. I don't know if this is a series or anything, but that would be so cute because I really like his brothers were super sweet. Her friends are really cool. Like just so many other things that were just awesome. The whole premise of the story is incredible. Like just this adventure, which I really, really love. I love the changing of seasons, although obviously I would have preferred it not to be over 3 years because again, it felt super rushed at some points. But I do love like the winter, spring, summer, fall kind of vibes. Like I liked there's a lot I liked about this, and again, just the way this author wrote the grief and just this character, Maddie, I really loved. So I'm going with 4.25. I definitely think you should read it. Yeah, I'm surprised because normally I don't. I'm a romance girly, you know. I like the corny, cheesy romance, and then this is funny. It is funny and humorous. It's just like almost dark humor, and not in like, yeah, it's dark humor just in the sense of like, I don't know, not everyone like can joke about death and stuff, and like the main characters can, so it's not everyone's favorite. So it really just depends. There is like a trigger warnings list in the beginning too, because there's a lot of topics and just things that, you know, get mentioned and stuff, so it really just is your personal preference. But should we pick our book tonight? I feel like we're sitting here already. We'll read it tomorrow, but we might as well pick it right now. Okay. I wouldn't be mad at the other book of the month book, or a corny, cheesy, cute little romance. A Christmas romance, preferably. Please. Okay. Okay. Just gonna mix it around. No books were hurt in the making of this video. Okay, enough. I'm just gonna reach in, okay? Just gonna reach in. First book I grab. I'm scared. Oh no. This could be one of it could be a Christmas book, but it also could be another book that I don't want to read quite yet. Oh no. Okay. I have to do a little pixies, but we got the 7-month itch. I'm so excited about this book. So basically this girl is this best friend, her best friend takes her to a singles retreat, I believe. Yeah, singles retreat, but her future ex-husband is also there. I'm excited to see what's happening. I started this a couple months ago, but it was giving all the Christmas like holiday vibes. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. Okay, perfect. We will start this tomorrow. Obviously, I will keep you guys updated. So I literally like woke up and stayed in bed all day. Drank my coffee in bed, had breakfast in bed, just chilled in bed. So obviously I was reading the 7-month itch. You can get this on Kindle, so I also put it on my Kindle and like used my cutie little Kindle setup so that I can again stay in bed and just max and relax, and it was so nice, to be honest. I have to say I wish I had a different book to kind of read during this morning, but it's fine. So like I said, basically this girl's best friend drags her on a singles retreat, and then again her future ex-husband is there. And the beginning started off like really funny, like there were some really funny things and I kept cracking up, but then it got to a point where it's like, I don't know, like seek help. SOS. Like, these people need help. And that's just, like, to me, kind of annoying, because I'm like, I don't know, but also, like, there's a lot of, like, lack of communication. They just did not communicate through at all through their marriage, and so you can kind of see the, like, dare I say, fruit of that. Like, you can see that in action, and that's so annoying. It's just, like, irritating. It's like, come on. Like, I know, understand, like, obviously, you know, I've never been married, and I'm sure marriage is really hard, and I totally get that, and it's, like, a learning curve, but I'm like, I don't know, like, go to counseling, please. Go to couples therapy or something. But also, you can just tell, like, the main girl is, like, super insecure, and, like, she's really, like, oh my gosh, she's convinced herself of so many, like, things, and you're like, girl, like, that is paranoia. You need to take a chill. He's, like, telling her that, no, I didn't do that, and then she is like, but you did, like, but she, and, you know, I don't know how to explain it. So it's just, like, I don't know, it's almost, like, hard to read, because you're like, oh my gosh, girl. I'm hoping, like, the ending is not that crazy, although I'm a little over halfway. So I got to chapter 25, page 187, and I'm like, I'm not sure what else is gonna happen. And I'm like, of course we just get to, like, the open door scenes, and I'm like, I'm just over it. I'm over it for this book. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't know. I guess we can see what else is gonna happen. But there's still, like, so much left, and I feel like we could conclude this right now by signing up for couples therapy. Oh gosh. Hey guys, back to our couch. I ended up finishing the 7-month itch by Tanveer Peart. And I would, unfortunately, if I was not doing this challenge, I probably would have DNF'd this at, like, 60%. It was a little over halfway where I was like, yeah, no. Yeah, I'm done with this. I think that the writing was good. I think the premise, super cool, interesting, unique. And then I've liked the two best friend characters. That's genuinely all that I liked. And I said this in a video a week or so ago. You guys would have seen it if you saw my Bookworm Brew video. And I was just talking about, like, I don't, like, you know, give ratings lightly. I don't typically even like to give under 3 stars, but sometimes it calls for it, but I'm not sitting here trying to drag an author or whatever. So I will give, obviously, credit where credit's due. The writing is good, and you know, obviously this author put herself out there. I just think the story was just not my favorite. I think that it displayed, I'm not gonna lie to you, and really bad marriage, a bad example of a marriage, because obviously in marriages people fight. Again, I've never been married, but I have a lot of people in my life who have really good marriages and good examples. And so from looking on the outside, I could tell you that this I think that all of them, first of all, the main girl just runs from her problems nonstop. She's constantly jumping to conclusions, but it's not really good. Neither of them are good at communicating, and so obviously it just causes chaos. But also, I think they should have done premarital counseling. They should have done counseling their first issue. Then when they, you know, get back together or whatever, they should have done counseling again. They really needed a lot of counseling. She needed trauma counseling. Like, he needs trauma counseling, like, so much. And I just think that this is it showed just it did not show a good depiction of a happy, healthy marriage. And obviously I feel like it's easy to, like, look past that in a sense, because it's entertaining or, like, whatever. You just want, like, to read a book, you know what I mean? You don't want to overthink. And I totally get that, but like, for me, it's just, I can't separate it. And so I'm like, because the whole premise is this marriage that, like, it's just red flags everywhere. And I'm like, girl, y'all need help. I think they might eventually get counseling. I'm not gonna lie to you, the ending I kind of skimmed or, like, just read some of the dialogue, because I was like, what the heck? And then also this book turns into, like, a spice galore, and I'm like, You guys should be in counseling, not in the bedroom. And so, I don't know, it's just like, it was hard to read. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was hard to get through because you're like screaming at them. Like, please. But obviously it's my opinion, and the ratings are not like bad on Goodreads. I'm going with 2.5. But like I said, if I would have DNF'd it, I probably wouldn't have rated it. I'll give it a Goodreads 3. But it just wasn't my favorite, and I don't think you should read it. I don't think it'll be worth it because you could risk it, but there's a really high chance that you won't like it either, so. Good morning, guys. I always look so crazy in these morning ones, but whatever. I woke up like this. Flawless. We're gonna pick book number 5. I am so excited. I cannot believe we're at book number 5, but let's jump right in. Okay, let's see. First one my hand touches, we're gonna go with, okay? We got another hardcover. Okay, wait. Okay, yeah, book of the month. Duh. I was like, wait, what is it? Okay, so we got The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. Again, I took the dust jacket off just so I didn't accidentally rip the thing. I'm actually so excited about this. I don't know anything about it, although all I know is that it's like obviously a little bit of mystery and Christmas, and I think they're enemies. Like they're, I'm gonna say opposites, like they're rivals or something like that. And so I am very excited about this. Okay, good. I'm very happy. Okay, I will keep you guys updated. Hi. So I just got halfway in The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. I grabbed the dust jacket so we can see it. I'm freaking, I don't know, I'm obsessed. Like genuinely, if I had to rate it right now, I'd give it 5 stars. So I'm hoping that it keeps going the way it's going. I love the like chaos. It's basically just like a giant game of Clue right now, and I'm loving it because it's obviously mystery, but for right now, again, it's right now halfway, it's not scary. Like it's not like a horror, like it's not like, I don't know, it's not scary. That's the only way to describe it. And so I like that it's kind of giving like you follow the clues, but also like, is it clues? Is it real? You don't know. And so I love that. I also love the added element of a sort of romance. And I think it is so cute. I also think it's not too much. It's not too much. There's not too much focus on it right now. And so I actually like that. Yeah, no complaints. Her backstory, this girl has gone through it. Why can't I even remember her name? Maggie. Maggie has gone through it, but I really hope that she comes out of this like just with lots of success and is very happy because the homegirl. I feel bad for her. Yeah, so it's actually really cool. So it's in third person, but we kind of get like backstories for her. So you'll see some chapters say Maggie because some chapters say we'll switch to Ethan. So it does go back and forth. Some chapters don't say anything from what let me make sure. Yeah, some chapters don't say anything. So those are just Maggie because majority of it is Maggie, but then it'll occasionally switch to Ethan. Honestly, it didn't do that until the past like 2 chapters or couple chapters. So for most of the book, it was just Maggie. But what's cool about this one is that it actually does go back. So it'll go like to, there was a little section from like 12 years in the past. There's a little section from like 5 years in the past, and like different years or like a year ago, and so just little things, and so they're like little nuggets and little backstories, and I love this so much. I'm probably gonna go take a shower and stuff, for the day, for the night, and wash my hair. But I will keep you guys updated, of course. I'm really loving this so far, so I'm hoping that it stays a 5-star, because after the few books we just read, I want something to be incredible. I need it. Morning, guys. So last night I finished The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. OMG, I didn't know I could love a book like this. 5 stars. Literally, I have not one complaint. My only complaint actually is that there's not more. I want like 12 of these with these 2 characters, the same kind of similar stories, solving some sort of cheesy crime. It's not even cheesy, it was a good crime, but solving some sort of crime. I want 13 of them. I was obsessed. I forgot to mention in my other clips that they're both authors. So they both write kind of, I think she writes murder mystery, he writes something else. But either way, they like work together, and the reason that they were kind of rivals is just that, I actually won't tell you because they don't really tell you in the old thing, but it's not necessarily that he's even her rival. They just like, he just like kind of teases her a little bit, but it's all cute things and all misunderstood things. But she genuinely just like does not like him. So it's just a cute like what is the word, dynamic that we have going on. And so I love that. It was very quick paced, and it was genuinely just fun. I could not stop reading, and I want more. I want more. Again, like I said, these authors get basically invited to this Christmas party, this Christmas weekend, by another author, and they kind of got to figure out why they weren't invited, basically. And so it's super fun. It gets a little crazy. It's nothing scary or terrifying. So if you typically don't like mystery, I typically don't like mystery or scary or anything like that, this one is it's giving like inheritance games, Carval-esque, but like obviously they're older adults. It's also closed door, which I appreciated. I was like, what? I was very excited. I was like, please don't do anything, please don't do anything. You can tell like there's alluding to stuff a little bit, but it's really not as bad as some other books, number one. And number two, that door stays closed, y'all. I said thank you. So I'm very excited about this. This is definitely gonna make it in one of my top favorite books of the year, because I don't read a lot of mystery and stuff, so love that. Okay, at this point we're just gonna keep looking until I get the book that I want. It's either this one or this one. Honestly, both of these are very good options, honestly. So let's just like give a little shuffle. Let's go with that one. I'll cry for real. I'll cry for real. This is what I wanted. Okay, sorry. So I actually got Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, but he was the thesis. So I've already read this twice, but I actually got Out of the Woods on NetGalley. So I got it from one of those, like, whatever they like, if you can give a review for a book, and I won it. And so I'm like, oh, you best believe I'm reading that ASAP. So that's why obviously I don't have the physical copy. So that's why it's this book. So we're gonna read Out in the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. I wonder if I could figure out how to get it on like Kindle, but that's the one I really wanted. So I'm glad we managed to open 90% of these packages. It wasn't that many, but I just need to, like, I don't know, put these to the side. Because again, I don't want to force myself if I know I'm not going to be in the mood for them. But anyway, we're halfway there, baby. Halfway through the week. I'm very excited. I will keep you guys updated, obviously, on whatever it's called. Out of the Woods. I'm very excited because they're married. Like, what is going to happen? I'm scared. I'm scared. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated. Hi guys. So I again started, oh my gosh, I keep wanting to call it Out on the Limb, Out of the Woods. Freaking obsessed. I'm very excited because I just feel like there's so many emotions happening and I am hooked. I need to know what happens. But I was on break, so I only read for like 45 minutes, really. So I ended up getting to chapter 4, which is like hard to because the Kindle won't tell you what page it's on, but like if you look on the NetGalley app, it says page 47 of 268. So not very many pages, but I'm really excited. So basically, if you don't know, this couple they're already married. So if you read Out on a Limb, this is the best friends, Sarah and Caleb, and we met them in that book. And I mean, first of all, I love Caleb. I mean, I love Sarah too, and I loved them together. I thought they were super, super cute. But so I was nervous going into this book. I'm kind of like, oh, are we gonna like ruin my thoughts on them, or like what's gonna happen? Because I didn't want this to be like a situation where, I don't know if you've read one of the Kings of Sin series by Anna Huang. That's the only other book that I've read for the most part that they were married. And that other one I just read the other day, but we're not talking about that one. I'm thinking of the Anne Huang one where she kind of is like really over being married. And so at that point, I didn't want it to start off on that point because I just don't love the uphill battle. I'm not saying anything against it. I'm saying that personally I did not want to read a book like that again. And so I'm glad this one's not it. This one seems to be kind of like, and she explains it really well that she just feels like, that Caleb's safe and that, she doesn't really have much to show for her life. And I don't know, like I appreciate like her honesty. I appreciate the way it's written to kind of tell her that it kind of shows, her honesty, and like she was very vulnerable. And it's obviously we get a lot of her thoughts, but even just out loud to Winnie, oh girl, that you get to see. And so I didn't quite get to where her and Caleb have some conversations, but basically Winnie recommends a retreat, and we're going to another retreat. It's fine with me. But it's a retreat for couples, and I think they get through like counseling and like they called it Ignite or something. Ignite? Yeah, it's called Reignite. Like, I'm about this. I'm loving this. So I'm excited to see what the juicy tea is. It breaks, the first like couple chapters like broke my heart genuinely. I nearly cried like multiple times because I'm like, oh, because it's like, again, it's just a point where it seems like it's such a raw and natural emotion, because this couple has been together for forever, like literal years. So I don't know. Obviously, I will keep you guys updated. Good morning, guys. So last night I ended up finishing Out of the Woods. I really freaking loved this book. I thought it was great. I'm going with 4.5 stars. I honestly was a little torn between 4.5, 4.75, 5-star even. I even gave it a 5-star for a minute there. But I think the ending, I don't know, I just had this feeling like I was like, and I couldn't like name it. I couldn't put my mind on it because like there's so much I love about this book. I think the first like even like 80%, like most of this book was incredible. From the beginning I was hooked, and then they go on basically this retreat. Again, I said this earlier, but like Reignite retreat, which is so freaking cool. I was thinking about this book and I was just like, this is what to do out in the woods, is what to do out of the woods. out in the woods, whatever it's called, is this is what to do, this is what not to do, okay? What to do, what to not to do. That's the difference between these books. But anyway, so they go on this retreat, whatever, super, super great. I think a lot of just the lines and everything was so emotional, but it was just written so well that you could feel the emotion, which I just absolutely love. I think it was just done so very well. Part of me, when we kind of were still on the retreat, whatever the thing, the couples, whatever it's called, I had a moment where I was like, this could have been like a novella and ended right here, because I think that it was just tied up so beautifully. But then there's more. There's still probably like 100 pages left, maybe 80 pages, something like that. There's quite a bit left, and I was like, what could possibly happen? Well, more stuff happens, and it's like the ending wasn't necessary. Like, you didn't need it. It didn't like add to the relationship. It does obviously add to the plot, but it doesn't necessarily add, it doesn't even add to the plot though. It adds an additional plot. Which, I don't know, I think the moment was supposed to be kind of like concluding everyone's feelings, making sure like the people that needed to be told off were told off, and like making sure like, you know what I mean? I think that was the intention. But I think for me, I don't necessarily think it wasn't necessary, because I love the little ending there, but I do think that it was long. I think it didn't need to be that long. I think it could have been cut a little bit shorter, and it would have still been the same emotion and stuff. But y'all saw I was crying, I was like laughing, like all the emotions I felt. So this is one that I will reread when it officially comes out, just because I'm not 100% sure kind of what the differences will be when it officially publishes, because I know that this was technically, I think, the unedited version, so I don't know if that's just like grammatically, or if they will change around a couple of things. So I'll reread it when it comes out, and then go obviously give it another opinion on that point. But this is just like raw first emotion. So I wanted to share that with you, just because obviously if you're looking forward to this book, like definitely look forward to it. I said this in my review, I was just like, if I could be friends with Bo and Caleb and Wynn and Sarah, I would be one happy gal. Because they're so much fun. So anyway, lots of things I loved about it, the setting, all the whole nine. So loved that. Hello and welcome to day number 7. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we are almost done here. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and pick a book, any book. Okay, we got a skinny mini. A skinny mini. We have 2 options. They're both Christmas books though, so good. Oh yes. Okay, so we got All I Want Is You from Fallon Ballard. I've never read anything from this author, but this book is less than 300 pages, 235 pages. It's Christmas. I said yes. It's not in third person. Yeah, yes, please. So I'm all about this. It says exes, professional rivals, just one bet. What could go wrong? So excited about that. Okay, so I will keep you guys updated on that one. So I just finished All I Want Is You by Fallon Ballard. I didn't give too many, like I didn't give any updates, because it's such a quick read already. When I got to like yeah, just less, it's 240 pages, like that's halfway in some other books, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I'll just update you all at one time. And I have to say, my emotions, I don't think my feelings toward this book changed really throughout the book. I think a book like this is kind of hard. So here's the thing. This book takes place, so honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even 100% sure, because they kept saying weird things. So I think they dated for 3 years, and then I think when they broke up, I thought they were separated for 5 years. And I'm like, 5 years and this is what we get after 5 years of being broken up. I don't know. Anyway, either way, I feel like the reason that they are exes, you get an explanation like here, and then like this is the end. Not good enough for me. I need a little bit more as far as that goes. But I do have to say, like, if you're looking for something quick, obviously exes, and just one bed, like, it's definitely forced proximity, and so if you're looking for that, something very quick pace, and then a holiday, I would say go for it. I just think, though, if you're looking for this, like, elaborate, like, very well written, well-rounded kind of story, I would probably skip. I also have to say, like, the characters are not my favorite. Like, I wasn't fully invested in the characters on either side. I also just think again, wasn't invested. If I was like halfway and you took the book away from me, I wouldn't be like, oh no, I need to finish it. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like something to get past, but it was entertaining, and obviously I finished it, so, that's saying something. I'm going with 3 stars because I definitely think, like, it's not a bad book, and I definitely think that there's a time and place for this. Like, there's a mood that you'd want to read this in, whether it's just, again, a quick cozy read, something that's still entertaining, not super corny cheesy, because it still has some substance and there's still like enemies and like fighting and stuff. So there's definitely a crowd that would really like this. So I'm gonna like run and buy this author's backlist. No. Would I read something else that's short and cute? Sure. But yes, okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow with book number 7. Oh gosh. 8. Book number 8. This is book number 7. Hello. Good morning. So this is all that's left. So I'm just gonna start from the top and work my way down. I already know that this is a cutie little short story, so I'm excited just to do something quick, and kind of chill for the rest of the day. And then, yeah. So this is Naughty or Nice by Sophie Snow. This book is 179 pages. Like, I'm sure I'll finish this fairly quickly. I'm nervous about it because I didn't love the other Sophie Snow book I read, but I'm interested to see like what it's all about. I'm sure it's gonna be like, you know what I mean? So I guess we'll see. This is so cute. And I don't know what happened to my eye, but I will keep you guys updated. Hi guys! So I just finished Naughty or Nice by Sophie Snow. Again, it was super short, so it was like made no sense to stop halfway. But I really enjoyed this little book. It was so good. It was fun. It's very much, you get what you're told, exactly what you're told. So make sure you read all the stuff to make sure that this is what you want to be reading. But after you decide for yourself. It just was super short, obviously super quick and cute though. It was very cute, sweet. I really just enjoyed this because they didn't try, Sophie, I guess the author, didn't try to like make it more in depth or like so heartfelt in less than 200 pages. She didn't try that, and I appreciate it. Obviously it's gonna be a lot quicker and a lot less like developed and stuff like that, but honestly I thought it was just super like really good, and it honestly felt natural, like the natural way of things. And so it was just super fun, and definitely like a twist on a fun holiday romance, because you get all the holiday Christmas stuff, peppermint hot chocolate and just the cute Christmas and Christmas presents. What's cool at the end too is that we do get like almost like a montage is that what they're called, I don't know, of a couple months. So it went from like December to like January to February to June to July, like stuff like that, and then we're back at Christmas, I believe. But anyway, it was just super fun and fresh. There's not much to say because honestly anything I say will spoil it, but basically this girl, she is 28 and he's 48. Yes, he's 48, she's 28, and so, or 27, something like that. Like they're almost 20 years apart. But so she comes home to help out her friend as a photographer, and he comes home, so he's actually the friend's uncle. So he comes home to help out, obviously the same way, but he plays Santa Claus, and so it's just really fun. And then obviously they're kind of like, whoa, the age gap, and then so since it's the uncle, the brothers are really close, but so the best friend's family. So Noelle and Aurora live across the street from each other. They're best friends. So Noelle's family kind of felt like Aurora was part of their family. So then when the uncle comes to town, it's kind of weird as they find out. They're kind of like, there's something going on between these two. It's kind of weird because they're already family, but everyone kind of gets over it quickly. And it wasn't as weird as the other Sophie Snow book I read, because they're not like kind of harping on the age. They kind of just talk about it a couple times and you're kind of like, whatever, it doesn't feel weird. I obviously think the weird part is that like we didn't need him to be the best friend's uncle. He could have just been like a distant friend of someone that you ran into, but whatever. You gotta try to make it, I guess, a little bit more interconnected or connected, I guess, but whatever. So 4.25 stars. I don't know what I gave it, but what I said earlier, but 4.25. I enjoyed it. I think we're gonna go ahead and just continue the stack here and pull off the top, but let's just open it anyway, because then I'll explain. Okay, don't get too excited. I'm excited. But so this is Catherine Walsh Snowed In. I read this book last year. I read both of the books in this like little duology. I love these books so much, and honestly every Christmas this year still people are talking about this book, recommending it, telling you guys to read this little duology, and I agree. This little interconnected duo here, 10 out of 10 recommend. Read it ASAP if you have not read it. But here's the thing, I keep getting confused between Courtney Walsh and Chloe Walsh. No, Catherine Walsh and Courtney Walsh. Who the heck is Chloe Walsh? And I feel like that's someone too. So anyway, so I thought that this was the same author as Christmas with a Crank. So I was just going to use this book as obviously the physical copy, and then we're going to read this book, which we still are going to read this book. This is Christmas with a Crank by Courtney Walsh, but I thought that they were the same person, and I kept talking about them like they're the same person, but they're not. So this will be my first Courtney Walsh book, but I'm really excited about it. So we're going to read that one. That one is on Kindle Unlimited. Okay. That's good. I was nervous about what book we were gonna get. Okay, I will start that and then obviously keep you guys updated. Hello. So updates. I am only about 25% of the way with Christmas with a Crank. I'll just pop in a picture. I'm only about 25% of the way, and it's already like 4 o'clock. And then I have to go somewhere at 6, and I won't be done until about 10. So, because of that, I'm making the decision to open up this book, because I already know that it is what it is. So I'm just gonna open it. I grabbed the dust jacket. So this is Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. If you don't know, this is the cute little novella she just came out with for the holidays. And I actually decided to get it as an audiobook. So the audiobook is only 2.5 hours. So I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna kind of see what kind of I listen to naturally. I don't know if necessarily I'll finish this today, but if I can get some of this through, then another day I'll be able to finish this and hopefully another book, if that makes sense. But again, today's my busy day, so like that's why I was trying to finish or start Christmas with the Crank last night, and I did not finish it. Or I did not start it, I should say, but I'm actually really loving that book, and so that's why I don't want to like rush or anything like that. And then they didn't have that book as an audiobook quite yet, so I was like, okay, what can we do so that we're still finishing a book or like still completing the task within the time frame? We're gonna probably start this one now, and I'll keep you guys updated on both, of course. Oh my gosh, so I ended up finishing Spectacular because it ended up only being an hour or something, because I always listen to my books on double speed. And honestly, like, I could cry. This was so incredible. I don't know if it's just the Barnes & Noble's edition or if it's all the editions, but like the artwork in this, well, I showed you guys a little bit, but it's so gorgeous, so much fun, and it's honestly like on plenty of pages, which is so cute. So many pages, which I love. They're so gorgeous. And so I don't know if that's on every book, but if it's not, then go get that Barnes & Noble's edition, because this is gorgeous. It was so cute. It honestly, like, at the beginning, I was like in La La Land. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. And like the holiday spirit and all the holiday mood and the Christmas spirit, that's what I meant to say. And all the joy and all the stuff. I loved it. And then it goes crazy and I was like, what? And then you kind of comes full circle and you're like, oh, that makes sense. Basically, Tella is trying to find a gift for Legend, but she's also kind of struggling with like, she's like, does Legend even like me? So she's trying to like figure that out. And so it's just all around really, really cute. And I loved it. Go into it. You don't need to know anything other than that. Honestly, you don't even need to know that. But I suggest listening to the audiobook, because the audiobook does like the like sound effects, which was really like so freaking good. It was like wind and music and magic, and it was just so cute. So I think you should listen to it. This is a book that I could see myself reading like every year. Literally so good, and I really hope that there's gonna be more little novellas, because they could potentially, she kind of peaked something, so I'm like, please, I will be the happiest girl in the world if this world and this series and Carval, Legend, Tella, Julian, Scarlet, if they live on, I will be the happiest girl. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. I will keep you guys updated on the other book, because obviously didn't get a chance to finish that today, but I will try to finish that tomorrow. Yes. Morning. This is so random, but I was thinking about my rating for Spectacular, and a 5-star just didn't feel right. Because last night I was just thinking about this book, and the only thing I kept thinking about is why Stephanie Garber wrote in about the girls, like they were wearing like really just like, they called them inappropriate kind of outfits, like and then they kept walking on a stage, and the guy who was out there kept telling them to turn around, like he kept saying, show your backside. And I'm like, I don't know if that was like made to be like I don't know, scary, like Tella was supposed to be so scared about it, or if it was like, I don't know, just like, oh haha, but like, I don't know, it really was a little bit disturbing. And so I think I'm gonna change my rating. I'm not 100% sold on it, but I know it's not a 5-star. Rip. But I kept thinking about that and I was like, why is that in there? And I was like, I have to warn the people, because it's true, the beginning was so incredible, and then it gets to like this crazy part where you're like kind of like, I don't know if this is gonna be like a open door book or what. It kind of gets a little bit like that, and so it's like but it wasn't like too crazy, and the ending was super cute, but it's like that one middle part where I was like, this is not my fave, so I don't know. Just want to tell you that though. Hi, so I failed. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday and the day before, I don't know. I've just been so tired recently and I've had no motivation to read. And so I think I've officially put myself in a reading slump. It's fine. But I don't know if it's a fully reading slump because there are some fantasy books that I'm like really interested in reading, but anyway, I wasn't gonna read another book in one day. It just wasn't gonna happen, and so I think I got a little bit ambitious, and it's fine. I still feel like this video is fun. I also started to edit this video, and it was like nearly 2 hours and something minutes long of footage, so I said, oh, absolutely not. So anyway, we're gonna end this video here. I really hope you guys still enjoyed it, even though I didn't complete the challenge technically. I'm just gonna quickly go over the books that I read and their ratings, and if you want to know obviously my opinions, then you can go back, or hopefully you watched the whole thing already. But first we read The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Lori Gilmore. I gave this book 5 stars. Then we read The Enemy by Sarah Adams. It's got a whopping 3.5. Then I read P.S. I Hate You by Lauren Connolly. I gave this book 4.25 stars. Then we got The 7-Month Itch by Tanvi Peart. I gave this book 2.5 stars. Then I read The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. 5 stars, baby! Then actually I read Out on the Woods, so I'll pop in a picture here. Out of the Woods, or Out on the whatever it's called. I went with a 4.5 for this one. Changed my rating to 4.5. Then I read All I Want Is You by Fallon Ballard. I gave this 3.5 stars. Then I read Naughty or Nice by Sophie Snow. I ended up going with 4.25. Then we finished off with Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. We're going with 4.25 stars. I went with a couple ratings for this one, but we're settling on a 4.25. Then I did start Christmas with a Crank. I ended up sticking with the 25% of the way. I didn't read any more. And I'm really enjoying this book, so I don't want to like rush it or force it or anything like that. And then there were a couple books we just didn't read, but I will hopefully get to soon. We have a whole stack. That whole stack over there I want to read before the end of the month, and I'm already feeling slumpy a little bit. So let's hope that that's not the case. I will keep you guys updated, of course. If the book you wanted to see was not in this video, then it will probably be, I'm going to try to put it I put most of my books in reading vlogs anyways, but you can always let me know down below what books you want to see in reading vlogs. And I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're not too upset that I didn't actually complete it, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine? Okay, I'll see you in my next one. Bye, nerds!